Hello, I'm Gregory, and I worked with Dan and Josh for our class project. And what we decided to do was a Arduino gauge cluster. So first is a project overview. For our project, we use an Arduino as an intermediate data transmitter to allow a physical OEM gauge cluster, which we took directly from a 2005 Mazda 3. To accept and react to vehicle operation data in real time from Assetto Corsa, which is an advanced racing simulator game. What this basically means is that we take information from a video game where you're driving a car and we output that to an Arduino, which translates it for the OEM gauge cluster, which then reflects that information. So if in the video game you're driving and you're going 85 miles an hour and you're in gear 4, let's say, then in the gauge cluster, the speedometer would display you at 85 miles an hour and would would display that you're in 4th gear. So some of the technologies that we use are the video game, obviously, because that generates all the data, and Arduino with a CAN bus adapter, which is used to translate the data that the video game generates. We also use C# and Arduino C++, which is what the program is written in, the program that actually interprets the data for the OEM. And then the OEM Mazda gauge cluster itself, which is the physical part that with all the gauges that displays everything. So Assetto Corsa, as I said earlier, is an advanced racing simulator game released in 2014. So this is where all of our data is generated and what the gauge cluster tries to reflect and show. So as you can see from the pictures below, you're driving a car, and then so you can see some displays and stuff behind the steering wheel, and so that data is kind of what the OEM gauge cluster would reflect. Next, we used an Arduino. So Arduino consists of two things. First, it's the physical board or microcontroller itself, which is pictured in the bottom right. Secondly, it's an IDE that runs on your computer, which is used to create and upload code to the physical board. So for our team, the code that we wrote was done on a computer, a local desktop, and then using the IDE, we uploaded it to the Arduino board, which then runs it. So for our project, we used an Arduino Mega 2560.